be a public servant. I pledge to make decisions and cast votes affecting the citizens of the Commonwealth that reflect the will of the majority of Pennsylvania citizens as publicly documented by scientific public opinion research. I further pledge that if I cannot in good conscience represent the will of the majority, I will resign from office so that someone else may serve who does not suffer that conflict of interests. The Majority Party PA will ask every candidate for the Pennsylvania House and Senate in 2012 to sign this pledge. We will let citizens know who has signed it and who has not. We further will monitor relevant legislation to see who is working to achieve the will of the majority and who is not, all of which will form the basis for a report card. For incumbents, this means action. The failure to act is not an option when it comes to what the majority of Pennsylvania citizens want. The failure to act will be held against you. Call it the disadvantage of incumbency. As a new political action committee, we do not know today whether we will have enough money to weigh in on election campaigns where one candidate has signed the pledge and another has not. There are no deep pockets contributing to the Majority Party PA. So how aggressive we can be in working for what the majority wants will depend on citizens' contributions, and we actively will seek donations from citizens who agree that it is time for the majority to have its way with their government. We see many benefits to this approach. The Majority Party PA will give citizens greater incentive to participate in elections, knowing that candidates will take public opinion seriously. This will create a common frame of reference that encourages citizens to communicate with and understand each other better. It also will provide a reality check for those who are deluded into believing that fringe ideas represent mainstream opinion. The Majority Party PA will require special interests to focus their lobbying efforts on citizens and the outside game, rather than public officials and the inside game. The Majority Party PA, honoring the principle of minority consent, also will require citizens to accept some things they don't like. This is nothing new, as the above list of unfulfilled majority agenda items demonstrates. However, people will have the consolation of knowing that what they may grudgingly accept is the result of a majority of their fellow citizens, not the result of unknown and unknowable forces with hidden agendas who frankly do not care what any majority of citizens want from their government. One of my favorite quotes from Thomas Jefferson goes, "I know no safe depository of the ultimate power of society but the people themselves, and if we think them not enlightened enough to exercise their control with a wholesome discretion, the remedy is not to take it away from them, but to inform their discretion. Enlighten the people generally, and tyranny and oppression of body and mind will vanish like evil spirits at the dawn of day." We intend the Majority Party PA to be the dawn of a new day in politics and governance, driving out the evil spirits that have captured our political system. In the absence of an alternative, such as the Majority Party PA, there is nothing on the horizon that can change politics as we know and hate it. Those who have mastered the system will continue to ignore the will of the people. Those who can't bear to lend their good names to the various factions of extremists will continue to opt out. The Majority Party PA is, by definition, a place where the majority of citizens can feel welcome politically and where civil dialogue about accomplishing common goals becomes possible again. On our website, themajoritypartypa.com, we will ask citizens to donate $5 a month to the cause. Just $5 a month from enough citizens can transform our political system and realize the revolutionary vision of America's founders. Citizens already have the electoral power, the intellectual power, and the moral power to achieve this goal. All we need is a place to focus our financial power through an organization that represents no one but the majority of citizens. That is the Majority Party PA. Thank you for your attention. Thank you. I'll be happy to answer questions. Any questions? The question is whether there will be a physical address. There is one. It's a post office box, 884 Carlisle, PA. I hope that someday we'll be able to get beyond the post office box. And that will depend on the willingness of citizens to support the cause. 884 Carlisle, PA 17013. Yes, sir. Right. The question is, what happens to legislators whose constituents, he believes, don't reflect the will of the majority? Does he vote for them? Does he vote for the majority? There are a couple of answers to that question. One is that when someone comes to the legislature, they're not just voting for the 63,000 people in their House district or the 250,000 people in their Senate district. Their votes affect all 13 million people in Pennsylvania. They have to take that into account. And they should vote for what the citizens want. If their constituents have other opinions, they can use the opinions of their citizens to influence how the government goes about accomplishing the goal, but not whether they accomplish the goal. The other question is, the other answer is, you have a representative, for example, maybe has a relationship with 3,000 out of 63,000 citizens, maybe 6,000, 10%. How do they know what the other 90% want if they're not talking to them? The science of public opinion research is the best thing they can do. And, maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. But we need somebody finally to stand up for the majority, and that's what their job is. That's the way the system was designed. Yes? Do I envision it spreading beyond Pennsylvania? I would like to think so, and we have reserved the domain name themajoritypartyus.com, just in case. Thank you. Anything else? All right, thank you very much for coming. I appreciate it. I thought the press conference went well. We could have had more reporters here, but frankly, having the citizens here was really important. When ordinary folks understand the power that they have and the ability of the majority party PA to represent them, I think that'll be a very good thing. The next step is to go out and do everything I can to get people onto the majoritypartypa.com website, where they can read the agenda of their fellow citizens and where they can see the support that we're getting from editorials around the state, from news sources around the state, and from just plain citizens around the state who think that this is an idea whose time has come. Well, candidates need to pledge that they will be public servants, and the pledge is on the website, majoritypartypa.com, and we will be distributing that to all candidates for legislature next year. We'll be doing that probably in January because we don't know who the candidates are right now. But they'll have the opportunity to sign the pledge, and those who do will be featured on the website, and those who don't will be featured on the website. Yeah. If you go to the website, themajoritypartypa.com, on the right-hand side there's a donate button. And when you click on that, it'll automatically go to $5 a month. That's all we're asking is $5 a month. But if we have enough people giving $5 a month, the game is over. We've changed politics forever. I came to this point after 21 years in state government, including 7 years as a staffer in the legislature. Now, I can tell you beyond any reasonable doubt that this place is broken. It's so divided between the left and the right that it's dysfunctional, and it's secretive, and just about everything bad you can imagine in a system that's supposed to represent people. Well, those days are going to come to a close if the majority party PA has its way. Well, we have the power to do this. We've always had the power. The political system has gotten to be so ugly that a lot of people just stay away because they don't want to be tarnished by it. The majority party is going to be something else. It's going to be a place where people can feel welcome and where they can have civil debates about issues and understand that they'll win some today, they'll lose some tomorrow, but the ongoing dialogue is what's important. And it's important for people to stand together and believe in themselves so that we can have a government that we truly want.